Guyana to seek bilateral deals with remaining oil blocks, EXXONMOBIL'S relinquished blocks. Safeguards will have to be approved on election day, says AG. Local businessman, U.S.-based Guyanese arrested over separate cocaine bus. Modern hospital, better river access, industrial hub, among major plans for Berbice. And First Son raises over $1.8 million for animal shelter in lemonade sale. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that the Guyana government is setting aside the remaining oil blocks offshore that are not up for auction, along with the areas that will be relinquished next year by EXXONMOBIL in the Stabroek block for bilateral partnership. Vanu Manikchand reports.
This was revealed by Vice President Dr. Bart Jagdeo during a press conference on Friday. He explained that there are several areas remaining offshore Guyana that were not put up for auction in the current exercise.
Those areas will be available for bilateral engagements. We then have sometime next year the relinquishment of 20% of the Stabroek block, and those areas would be available also for bilateral, and possibly if the bilateral agreements don't yield the results that we hope they would yield, they would also be available for auction.
According to the Vice President, government is yet to decide whether the entire 20% relinquished Stabroek block areas will be used.
So we have made no definitive decision on the 20% being relinquished, that those would be all available for bilateral engagements or auction, although they're potentially available for the discussions at the bilateral level, and that is what we spoke of in India, and we have also indicated that to several other governments that are interested in participating at a bilateral level with us, because we believe that some bilateral engagements could complement the more commercial type engagements with the private sector that we're getting through the auctions.
The Guyana government launched the current oil block auction in December 2022, putting up 14 areas offshore up for grabs, 11 in the shallow area and 3 in the deep sea area. Last month, Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat disclosed that more than 20 renowned oil and gas companies have already indicated their interest in buying oil blocks and have already submitted bids. He also indicated that given the overwhelming interest in the auction, government is mulling an extension of the April deadline for submission of bids. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
In addition to the myriad of amendments that have been made to legislation governing the conduct of elections, Attorney General Anil Nandalal has said that safeguards on election day will also have to be improved in light of the fact that unscrupulous elements are still lingering. Gerald Bryan has the details.
Attorney General Anil Nandalal made these comments during a program to mark the 3-year anniversary of the controversies that started to derail the March 2, 2020 elections. As the Elections Commission of Inquiry has revealed, Ashman's building was ground zero for attempts to rig the elections. Last year, the government made changes to the Representation of the People's Act. Nandalal noted that notwithstanding this, systems will have to be improved on election day.
We will have to try as far as possible to improve the safeguards on election day itself. And that is also a work in progress. We have to ensure that there are as many international observers as possible, because we know we have a problem in Guyana. You have people who have evinced a clear and settled propensity to steal elections, and they are very much around. So you have to have a heavy international presence.
The AG acknowledged, however, that even with the best systems and institutions, the integrity of those manning the systems remains critical.
You can have the best legal system, you can have the best systems, the best machinery, the best institutional framework. But if you have miscreants and dishonest persons manning the system, then you will have similar results. So we also have to look at the quality and caliber of persons who are retained to administer the election and work in the electoral system. So there's another wave of activities, another wave of initiatives that we will have to launch.
Ashman's building had served as a base for GCOM to tabulate the results of Region 4 from the general and regional elections. Various persons testified during the election COI, however, that on March the 5th, 2020, the tabulation was continuously interrupted as attempts were made to derail the process. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
Businessman Royston Peniston of Festival City, North Rheinfeldt, Georgetown, was last evening arrested after he was busted with a quantity of cocaine at his residence. The operation was conducted by ranks of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, during which they had intercepted the 44-year-old businessman with 2 suitcases in his possession. A subsequent search of the suitcases in the presence of the suspect revealed a quantity of whitish powdery substance, suspected to be cocaine. As a result, the businessman was taken to KANU's headquarters, where a further search of the suitcases led to the discovery of 2 parcels of cocaine. The substance was weighed and amounted to 5 pounds, with a street value of 2.1 million. We now report on another cocaine bust wherein a United States-based Guyanese was busted with over 13 pounds of the illegal substance in milk packets at the Chedijagan International Airport, Timehri, East Bank, Demerara. According to the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, officers on Tuesday intercepted 52-year-old Cranston Carlson Henry, who was destined to travel to the United States. Reports are that Cranston of Crane Housing Scheme, West Coast, Demerara, and of Rockaway Avenue, 11212, Brooklyn, New York, was questioned after 7 Milex milk packets containing a whitish powdery substance was seen in his suitcase. KANU said Cranston admitted to having a quantity of narcotics in his luggage, and as such he was arrested and escorted to KANU headquarters. The substance subsequently tested positive for cocaine and weighed approximately 13.4 pounds, which has a street value of 13.3 million. According to KANU, further investigations led to the arrest of singer Mark Ferdinand, 44, of Samaria Dam, Port-Royal, who had been arrested in 2015 in the United States of America for drug trafficking. KANU noted that Berkeley Ferdinand, the brother of Mark Ferdinand, had been charged by the unit in 2016 for trafficking in narcotics and had been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Scores of residents of Region 9 turned out on Thursday at Lethem to meet with the Acting Commissioner of Police, Clifton Hicken, to ventilate and discuss a number of issues affecting their community. Luana McAllister tells us more.
During this interaction, the residents highlighted some of the issues plaguing their community, most of which were addressed instantaneously, with a top cop making on-the-spot decisions and providing possible solutions based on the community's specific needs. The interactive session was held at a Tinka Sports Complex in Lethem and saw the Guyana Police Force coming in for high praise from the community. Top Cop Clifton Hicking, while addressing the residents on Thursday, noted that partnerships with the people will add to the force's strategic plan to bridge the gap with citizens. He said this has led to the official launching of the Guyana Police Force Community Relations Department back in June last year. This department is tasked with building and fostering a professional and collaborative partnership through positive engagement and public trust.
Very shortly, there will be a community relation foundation. That foundation will be governed by a 30-member board, inclusive of our police. The entire board will be civilian, and so transparency will prevail. Why are we doing that? Because we don't want to be caught up with monies coming from the private sector and far afield. And so that is going to be deposited into a bank account. And the board members, most of which are going to be civilians and private sector, prominent people in the religious organizations, they're going to decide on the vulnerability of the community And the selection, of course, is to be trained so they can be part of nation building when we finish training them with that skill set.
Integrating school dropouts into society was another topic Commissioner Hicking covered in great detail. He urged community members to foster an environment to help young people thrive. Meanwhile, Mayor of Lethem, John Macedo, noted that the top cop's visit was very timely and much appreciated. Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Coming up, bad decisions by APNU AFC forced Berbice into poverty, says President, and first son raises over $1.8 million for animal shelter in lemonade sale. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Virtual Keno. It's a game of numbers. Choose your lucky numbers and win up to 10,000 times your stake. Visit www.superbet.gy to place your bets. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly. Superbet, your best bet.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Bad decisions by APNU AFC forced Berbice into poverty, President Dr. Irfan Ali reminded on Friday. Find out more in this Andrew Carmichael report.
President Dr. Irfan Ali, while addressing Berbicians at the launch of the Berbice Stadium at Palmaria on Friday, reminded that 18,000 households were affected by 10 seconds of decision-making by the then APNU AFC government.
One announcement. We are closing the sugar industry. 10 seconds sent this entire region into poverty. And I say the entire region because those who buy at the markets and those who sell at the markets knew what happened with them when the industry was shut and those jobs were lost. 10 seconds of their 5 years destroyed completely the economy of the Twin Cities. You think you can trust to give them back 1 second more?
The president said a further 5 seconds of the coalition term in government took away money from school children which were given to them by the People's Progressive Party government during its previous term in office. Some 24,920 school children in the Berbice region were affected, while 6,878 students lost nutrition when the school feeding program was stopped by the APNU AFC. For farmers, he said, the devastation was swifter, lasting only 1 second.
I thank them. In the budget speech, in 1 second, they imposed billions of dollars of taxes on the farmers in this region. Remember the new license fees, rental fees, walkway fees, lease fees. In 1 second, it added $10 billion of burden on the backs of farmers.
The current administration has since reversed those taxes which were increased and imposed by APNU AFC. Additionally, the PPP administration has provided assistance to farmers in the region by providing flood relief and developing infrastructure and distributing fertilizer to assist them. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Andrew Carmichael joins us again to report that the People's Progressive Party Civic Administration is boasting of advancing development even before oil and gas. Addressing thousands of persons at the launch of the construction of the Berbice multi-million-dollar stadium at Palmyra, Berbice on Friday, President Dr. Irfan Ali unveiled major plans for the county. Here is more.
President Dr. Irfan Ali, in outlining developments being realized in Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, pointed out that the region is emerging from a period of darkness, referring to the APNU AFC's rule from 2015 to mid-2020. Speaking about developments now being advanced by his government, the head of state said that in less than 2 years since the PPP took office, it has turned around the economy of the region. He described the current process as the journey of modernization.
The journey of modernization in this region will see a healthcare system that is second to none. A level 5 hospital offering you the best international care, supported by regional and district hospitals that will offer level 4 care. You will see a healthcare system that is second to none. You will see plans that are already in train to ensure that the Berbice River is completely accessible throughout the banks and is not suboptimally utilized with a bridge that impedes the flow now. A bridge that was so necessary, but we are already thinking ahead about the possibility of a new bridge across the Berbice River, a high-span bridge that will have continuous flow.
Speaking of other transformational projects, President Ali informed that the development of an industrial hub, manufacturing hub, agro-processing hub, the opening up of tens of thousands of acres of land for agriculture, the building of a new 4-lane highway that will go all the way to Molson Creek, the expansion of the highway, he said, and the development of water treatment plants that would ensure that every home has access to treated water are some of the other plans for the region. He said the creation of jobs, the opening up of new call centers, the building of a first-class, first-world training center which will cost $120 million, and the building of an international hospitality center are also coming on stream before 2025. The training of tens of thousands of Guyanese to work in the new economy and the rebuilding of community roads along with the expansion of farm-to-market access roads, development of modernization of the drainage and irrigation system to mitigate against flooding, together with the development of industries, rebuilding of the sugar industry and expansion of new opportunities are what the president said are real plans for the transformation of the region. However, the president said he's not saying that everything is perfect.
We are putting everything in place so that the Guyana you live in 2030 and beyond will be a Guyana you're all proud of.
President Ali assured a renewed commitment to deliver more to the region while noting that the private sector is once again ignited with energy. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Guyana's first son, Zaid Ali, successfully raised $1,850,000 from his lemonade stand sale on Friday. All proceeds from this initiative were donated to the Guyana Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals to support their spay and neuter campaign. The GSPCA is a non-profit organization that offers a number of veterinary services like vaccinations, deworming, spay and neuter services, and more, all at a low cost. They also have an animal clinic. Let's have a look at the first son's successful fundraising venture.
It's a lemonade sale for, of course, the animal shelter. Zaid is an animal ambassador, and we're happy to have him as an animal ambassador in the State House as part of our first family. And it's just him giving back to our little friends on 4 feet.
GSPCA is a not-for-profit organization. We offer a number of veterinary services like vaccinations, deworming, spay and neutering, all at low cost. And we also run an animal clinic. All of this is part of our keeping our mandate to help improve animal welfare in Guyana. We do receive an annual subvention from the government, but we also rely on donations to help fund our activities. So events like these are very important to us being able to sustain our operations. So we're very grateful to the First family for this initiative.
And now for a look at the birds reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Sunday, March 5th at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Sunday, March 5th at 15 hours 15 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Anderson gets maiden call-up, Paul and Adams in senior team for Guyana Harpy Eagles, and Savory Century leads Essequibo to big win. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
John Lewis Styles has opened a new department, now offering home goods. Here you can find quality sheets and towels, pillows, blankets and even bath mats and shower curtains. Organize your laundry with clothes baskets, fabric steamers, irons and ironing boards. For the kitchen we have small appliances, towels and mittens, pot sets and dinner sets too. Decorate the house with mirrors, picture frames, floating shelves and decorative pillows. All these and more on Waterloo Street. It's fashion for the home. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
American-made Generac pressure washers from Sylvie's Variety Store gives you the power you need to blast away dirt and grime. Providing the perfect cleaning power for any tough jobs around the house or business. From 2,500 to 4,000 PSI. So get the Generac pressure washer today with all the parts and accessories available from Sylvie's Variety Store.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.